Namaste. In this video we'll be looking at grid search CV. Now normally what we do is when we build a machine learning model, we pick up an estimator and decide on the values for the parameters in that estimator, and we build a model upon it. Right? For example, if we are building a random forest classifier or a regressor, we decide upon a number of trees and the max depth of each tree, and we build a model on that. But we do not know the optimal number of such trees or the max depth which would give us the best result, and enters the grid search. Now assume that you want to try two different estimators, basically the number of trees of 10 and 20, and you want to try the different combinations for the max depth of 2, 3 and 4. So what grid searching will do is that it will make different combinations for each of these parameters. For example, it will make a combination for 10 and 2, then 10 and 3, 10 and 4. So all of these three combinations. Then it will come to 20. So 20 and 2, 20 and 3, 20 and 4. So it will make these 6 different combinations, and it will build a machine learning model for each of these combinations, and then finally tell us which one is giving the best result. Okay, so since it is trying all the possible combinations, it can be little time consuming if you give it a high number of combinations to try, and in that case a randomized search CV is helpful because it randomly picks a user specified number of combinations and then builds only those number of machine learning models. For example, instead of these 6, if I just tell the randomized search to make only 3 models, then it will randomly pick 3 models out of these 6 and build the 3 models and give me the best results out of those 3, and tell me which one of those 3 is giving me the best result. Okay, now let us see it in action. Okay, so I've imported the necessary modules and libraries, and the grid search CV, it is available in the sklearn.model selection, and also the randomized search CV, it is also available here, so I can import that as well. Now I'll import the dataset, which is my churn modeling dataset. It basically has information about people, about customers of a bank, and who left the bank and who did not leave the bank. Okay, and some features of those people. So if I check number of missing values, I do not have any. And now row number, customer ID and surname, all of these are not helpful quantities, and I'll drop them. Now the categorical columns, so these 4 are my categorical columns. Now although has credit card and is active member, those 2 are numerical columns, but technically those are basically yes and no columns, and hence these 2 are, I'm including them in categorical columns list. And now time for numerical columns, and all the other columns except exited and these is active member, has credit card, all of these, the remaining ones are my numerical columns. Okay, and this exited is my dependent variable y, so I just segregated into x and y. So this is how my x and y look. Now if I check my value counts for the dependent variable, I see that around 80% of the data is no, and only 20% is yes, that people left the bank, and hence I'll use a stratify is equal to y while doing a train, test and split. Okay, now let us look at first example without using a pipeline, how to do a grid search. First I'll make a one hot encoder object and pass in geography and gender, these 2 columns, because these 2 are the categorical ones, and after transforming I get this result back. I save it in xtrain cat. Now my num calls, I'll do a standard scaler on those columns. You can do others as well. So I'll save it in xtrain num. Now my final xtrain out is going to be a concatenation of the xtrain cat, xtrain num, and the other 2 columns which I didn't touch of has credit card and is active member. So I'll just append, concatenate these 3 data frames, and this is my final xtrain. Similarly I'll do it for the xtest. Okay, now you see I am using only dot transform and dot transform here based upon the objects that I created on the training set. Here I did a 1 hot encoder, I initiated this here, and standard scaler on the training set. So I'm doing only a transform on the test set, and this is what my final test set looks like. And now I'm ready to do the machine learning, because all of these are numerical columns now. Now first I'll create a random forest classifier object. So I'll say RFC is equal to random forest classifier, and I'll set a random state to be equal to 0. Now I'll make the grid search CV object. Now the first thing it needs is an estimator. So my estimator is my RFC, and the next thing it needs, at least the second thing, is my param grid. So what is the param grid? let us see. So param grid is basically what we saw here, the 10 and 20, 2, 3 and 4. So we have to tell, we have to give this information to the grid search. So how to do it? Well, it is very simple. Params is equal to, will pass in a dictionary here. Now the first key is my n underscore estimators, and I'll for demonstration I'll only take 10 and 20 trees, and the next one is max depth, and I'll take it to be 2, 3. Okay, so now I can pass into the param grid, I can pass the params, and I'll also specify CV is equal to 5. By default it is 5, but I'll also just specify it just to show you that it will be basically doing a k-fold cross validation. Okay, now in this case it will do a stratified k-fold because I'm doing a binary classification, and I'll also set n jobs is equal to -1 just to speed things up. So now this is my grid search CV object. I'll just save it to GS, and now I can fit my X train and Y train on this GS object. So my X train is my X train out, and my Y train is just my Y train. Okay, so this has now fitted on all the 4 models of 10, 2, 10, 3 and 22 and 23. Okay, all of those 4 models. Now I can check the results. I can say gs dot .cv results. This will give me a dictionary. So what I can do is I can say pd dot data frame. This is giving me the information regarding each of those different models, and here I can see the rank test score of 1 is achieved by the third model, which is 3 and 10. Okay, so this is the best result, and the 5 folds were the results for the 5 folds are here. Okay, so you can check the results, and well, that is it. So if I want to see the best performing model, I can say gs dot best, and I can say dot best params, and this will give me the best parameters of 3 and 10. And if I want to use these now to get the best result for my testing set, what I can do is I can say I can make another model called RF, and here I can pass in a few parameters. Random state is 0, and I can also, to pass in these parameters, the best parameters, what I can do is I can pass them as keyword arguments by passing them after the double asterisk mark, and this will make the random forest classifier object. And now I'll just simply fit my RF object on my X train out and my Y train. Okay, so you see max depth is 3, estimators is 10, and random state is 0. Now I can simply RF dot, you can check the score upon my testing set, X test out and my Y test, and I'm getting a result of 83.1% on the testing set. So this is how we can do it without using the pipeline. And now let us see how things get very simplified when we use a pipeline, because we wouldn't have to do all of these concatenations ourselves. Scikit-learn will do it for us. Now with a pipeline, we'll first make a column transformer, and we'll pass in all the steps that we wanted to do. For example, on the geography and gender, we wanted to do a 1-hot encoder, and on the numerical columns, the standard scaler, and on the remainder columns, that is the credit card and is active member, I want to pass them through as it is without doing anything. So this is the CT object, and so if I just say ct.fit xtrain, and if I do ct.transformers, this will tell me that pass through 7 and 8 columns, and 7 and 8 are basically the has credit card and is active member columns. Okay, now I'll just pass them into a pipeline. So CT object, this is my column transformer, and the last step of this pipeline is my random forest classifier. So I'll make another grid search object, I'll call it grid search new, and this will be my grid search CV, and here I'll pass in a pipe object as my estimator. So my estimator is going to be my pipe, and my param grid. Now what is going to be my param grid? I'll have to make it. So I'll name it params new is equal to a dictionary. Now what this params new will do is basically it will look into this pipe object, and it will try to find the random forest classifier. So how it will find is, after coming into pipe, it will come into this pipe object and it will look into the model for finding the random forest classifier. So I'll say model, then double underscore, and then when I'm into this random forest classifier, I'll now pass in the parameters. So I'll say n underscore estimators and I'll now pass in here 10 and 20. The same way, similarly, model underscore my max depth, and that will be 2 and 3 in this case. And just for fun, I'll also change the standard scaler. So in the standard scaler, what I'll do is I'll use with mean is equal to true and false, both of those conditions, to see which one is working best for my data set. So in order to go to the standard scaler, I need to first go into the CT object into this pipeline. So I'll say CT underscore, then the standard scaler is in the SS, right? SS. So I need to again go into the SS, and then I can access that with mean, and here I can say true and false. Okay, so this is how we can choose the different parameters to tweak. Okay, now this is correct, now this is done, and I also set n jobs is equal to -1. Now I'll fit my gs underscore new directly upon my x train, which is the, if you remember my x train, it still has all the categorical columns. So this basically the CT object in the pipeline will take care of all of those transformations, and I'll pass in my y train as well. Okay, this is with mean. Okay, this is done, right? So it has tried all the possible combinations, and how many has it tried? Well, 2 into 2 into 2, so 8, basically 8 different models it has created behind the scenes. And if I check the gs underscore new dot the best params, it will give me the best params are true, max depth of 3, and estimators as 10. Okay, so these are my best params, and I can also check my gs underscore new dot best score, which is 82.575 upon the training set. Okay,